Hong Kong, June 10th, 2013. At the Mira Hotel, a young American begins to realize that from now on, nothing will be the same. He is on the run.
Edward Snowden.
Edward Snowden, 29 Jahre alt.
Internetspionage an die Öffentlichkeit.
Jetzt weiß die ganze Welt, wer Edward Snowden ist.
My name's Ed Snowden.
His revelations about the worldwide surveillance programs of the NSA have dealt a serious blow to the powerful secret agency. But now that everyone knows him, Snowden is in great danger.
I received a phone call on June 10th in the morning, and it was a request for help.
On this morning, lives begin to intertwine, which could hardly have been more separate before. Snowden is now a refugee whose fate will depend on other refugees. Vanessa and her daughter are from the Philippines, Nadeeka and her family from Sri Lanka. And in the middle is Robert Tibbo, the human rights lawyer on whom they all depend, but who must tell them that Hong Kong is not what they had all believed it to be. A refuge, a place of hope.
When I met with Ed the first time, I explained to him how the system works. And Mr. Snowden was shocked. Hong Kong has this reputation of rule of law, human rights. And even the best educated individuals who come in here have a grave misunderstanding on how asylum seekers are treated here.
Hong Kong is considered the richest city in the world. Year after year, its budget sees billions in surpluses. But the city of 7 million has no mercy for the weak, and especially not for its 12,000 refugees. Edward Snowden will soon learn this firsthand, but now Tibbo and those helping him must get Snowden out of the Mira Hotel.
There was a grave concern that if the US government knew where Mr. Snowden was, that they'd grab him and Mr. Snowden would disappear. So the first thing was to get him into a secure place.
Tibbo leads Snowden through alleys and down narrow lanes, where it would be difficult for prosecutors to tail them, to the small rear entrance of the United Nations Refugee Agency, where Snowden asks for asylum. Then Tibbo hides him where no one would ever look for him, among other asylum seekers. Nadeeka and Supun live in 20 square meters with their 2 children. They fled here years ago from Sri Lanka, where she had been severely abused and he beaten half to death by political adversaries. There is barely space for Snowden, but it must suffice.
This is my kitchen and bathroom together.
Okay.
I cooking here. Only this one is my kitchen.
Okay.
I cook here, this bathroom together.
Getting to Hong Kong may not be that hard, but whoever lands here soon hits a wall. Snowden as well as Nadeeka and Supun. The 2 cannot work, and the food vouchers are never enough. Their elder daughter should be in school, but she cannot attend because the authorities have delayed the payment of school fees.
They don't care. They don't pay. When I talk to the Education Bureau officer, I am crying. Really, I crying. She missed 2 months, 3 months school. Stop because of they don't pay on time.
Edward Snowden never leaves this hiding place. He's nervous. Sometimes he plays with the younger daughter. The days are exhausting in the cramped, stuffy apartment.
He's very noisy, very, very noisy. So he always use something. Because sometimes I ask Edward, you can very pain here. He said, no problem. I have this one. I use.
But at the end of June, Snowden takes leave of the refugees. Lawyer Tibbo and the others have found a way to get him out of Hong Kong, which has become increasingly unsafe for him. Before leaving, though, he switches hiding places, sheltering with Vanessa and her daughter. She remembers the moment he left.
He hugged me and I say, oh my God, she's leaving. So I'm a little bit upset too, yeah. and I'm a little bit want to cry. I hope he's safe at the time.
What Vanessa did not know is that she herself would now no longer be safe. She had come from the Philippines after being abducted and abused by a rebel leader there. When it became known that she had also hidden Snowden, Hong Kong's authorities pressured her to reveal what she knew about the world's most famous refugee.
I refused the questioning about Edward Snowden, and I didn't answer. And so now they're not helping any of my basic needs. No rent, no transport, no electricity, no cloth, nothing. I didn't get anything.
They've just created a system where eventually asylum seekers break and they just voluntarily return. So it's really the Hong Kong government removing them from Hong Kong, but through a long-term process by getting them to give up.
Tibbo tells students what giving up means. Many of the refugees ended up returning to the countries where they faced prosecution and torture. Some committed suicide. When Tibbo introduces Snowden's helpers, there is applause for their courage. They all now hope to leave Hong Kong and seek asylum in Canada. And now Snowden tries to help them. The families that sheltered me have formally filed for asylum in Canada, he writes. Let us pray Canada protects them in kind.
I tried to write with him just a simple letter is that I'm very happy with you. What are you right now? I hope you still continue. I'm still here to support you.
There is still a deep connection between them. Snowden and those who helped him in Hong Kong are from different worlds, but are united by a common bond. They were, and still are, all refugees.